Are you looking to grow revenues, increase profitability, or obtain financing? If so, you came to the right place.
Running a business is all about leadership. How do you become a better leader? Learn from the successful entrepreneurs and business owners how to lead your organization more effectively. That's why we created Leadership Live at 8:05, Talking Small Business, to help you succeed with your host, Andrew Frazier, Business Growth Pro and CFO and founder of the Small Business Pro University. Every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern, we're joined by experienced entrepreneurs and business owners who share their secrets to success via live stream. Also, every Friday morning, we release a new podcast episode. Either way, you will learn about developing your business leadership skills from our roster of highly performing guest experts. Leadership Live is one of the many valuable resources provided through the Small Business Pro University, empowering business owners to learn, profit, and grow. Find out more at sbprou.com.
Good evening. Welcome to Leadership Live at 8:05, Talking Small Business. I'm your host again, Andrew Frazier. Excited to be hanging out with you on this Tuesday night. As you know, as business owners, there's a lot of challenges you face and a lot of things that it takes to be successful. But one of the most important things is to be able to lead your organization effectively into being able to grow and creating a sustainable business that can run without you. And that's really what this show is all about. How do you create a sustainable business? How do you grow your business? How do you scale your business? And you can only learn best from other entrepreneurs and business owners who have successfully been in business, have an expertise in different areas of business that are willing to share it. So I always appreciate my guests coming and joining me and just sharing their expertise. Tonight, our guest is Jimmy Newsom. Many of you may be familiar with him. He tends to be a fairly regular guest every quarter or so, but that's because he just does such amazing stuff. He's really cutting edge on digital marketing, strategy, AI, and these are really things that we need to be on top of to be able to compete effectively. There's so many tools that can give us so much bandwidth out there as a small business owner that we just need to know about them and understand how to use them to grow our business. So let me invite Jimmy on. Hey Jimmy, what's up? How are you doing today?
I am doing okay, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Chilling out of town today, so not in the normal studio, but it's all good. So thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedule today to hang out.
I've always got time for you, McMahon. I've always got time for you. I love chatting with you, and I love kind of talking about what's happening, especially because things change so much when we talk about technology and how the small businesses can leverage this technology. So it's my pleasure to be here.
Okay, excellent. So definitely, it's excellent. I've learned so much from you, given what you're doing. We've had an opportunity to work together, which has been great. So I've seen up close, what you can do and what you do for clients that really help them move their business forward. And, I'll give you a few minutes to sort of chat a little bit about you and what you're doing. And then we'll get started. We'll dig into the topic, really how to get 1 million followers organically.
Yep. And just to be even clearer, is how to get 1 million visits per month, So yeah, so this is SEO on steroids is what we're talking about, and yeah, so I can't wait to get into that. And for those who may not know me, my name is Jimmy Newsom, and I'm known as the Impact Influencer, not an influencer as regards to Instagram or anything like that, but more or less around the fact that I try to help influence small business owners, give them the ability to, think beyond their local borders, to think about impact, so I can help you influence impact, whether that is locally, regionally, nationally, or globally. My organization is Moving Forward Small Business. Hi, Victoria. I'm glad you're here today. And my organization is Moving Forward Small Business, and we're on a mission to save 1 million businesses from failure by 2050, leveraging innovation, technology, and strategy. Connect with me on LinkedIn. And, and this is one of those things, this program, we created a program around this million visitors per month strategy. And so that's why Andrew was like, that's great. Let's talk about this today. This is one of those ways that we're helping small businesses, compete and to some degree dominate their industry, their niche, whatever it is, leveraging technology. So glad to be here. I'm pretty sure there's more I could talk about, but I'm all about that. That work. We need to put in that work.
Excellent. So, you're doing great things and with Moving Forward Small Business. And, nowadays there's so many new tools that, it's hard to figure out what to use or how to do it.
Sure.
So how do you learn about what you do and what you use?
Yeah, great question. And I actually just gave a keynote just recently about AI in small businesses. And there is an actual website called There's an AI for that. And I forget who put me onto that. And there are thousands of tools on that thing. And, one of the questions I always get, especially at this keynote I just did last month in Staten Island, was, what tools should I be looking at? And it's never about the tool. It's always about what is the problem that you're having? What is the issue you want to solve? What is your strategy tell you you're trying to do? If you're having some level of a bottleneck, can it be automated? Can you leverage a tool to solve a problem? So we always want to identify what are we trying to achieve, or what pain are we trying to get out of? And then that next question after that is, can we use some type of tool to eliminate that or to achieve that? And if there is, then is it an AI fortified tool? Because I think the biggest thing about when we talk about AI is the reason, I saw an article, I think it may have even been this morning, and they ask if AI is here to stay or is it a fad? It's here to stay, as far as I'm concerned. And basically a lot of people in the comment section, because unlike things like blockchain, which are still very important things, new technology, the difference is AI is already integrated into a lot of the tools that we use every day. And if you are using some type of technology and some type of tools, you open it up, you're already seeing that it's fortified with AI, so you don't have to even adopt it. It's adopting you. So I hope I answered the question, Andrew. I may have went slightly off the beaten path a little bit.
Okay. No, definitely. I think, we all have to continually learn and continually get access to new information and new ideas. But also, tools are tools. You need to have your strategy first so that you really know what you're trying to do and pick the tools that allow you to do it best.
And if I can add to that real quick, and that's why you want to do it that way, because there's a lot of front end to trying to learn these tools. I mean, every time somebody comes to me with a tool, I'm not excited anymore. And they're like, yeah, but my tool is the best. I'm like, yeah, but for me to really use it, I really have to understand it. And if I have to understand it, I got to carve out time and fully learn it. And I think that's another problem that small business owners don't realize is you need to learn this tool. It's not, it ain't going to just magically do stuff for you.
Okay. So, I mean, definitely, tools are great. But, one thing I find is, sometimes I will just look at stuff that's out there because now there's things that can be done that you wouldn't even have imagined. Some capabilities that, you would love to have in your strategy, but you don't realize that it's possible.
Right.
Because there's a lot of technology that makes things possible for small businesses that weren't possible even a year or two ago. So, Just looking around. Like to look around just to see what's there for ideas.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Good. I'm glad you have that type of time.
Well, I'm saying look around to see what they do. Not
Right.
necessarily
Yeah,
time
exactly. And you learn that from going to trade shows and events and being on webinars like this, where you do see tools that you're like, oh wow, that's cool. Maybe I should look into it. So of course there definitely is that part of it. But then you always still want to go, what do I need help with? What am I trying to achieve?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Definitely. So we're really going to dig into this, but before we do that,
Okay.
just going to share a little bit about, many people may know a little bit about our online Small Business Pro Network, but it's a great resource for entrepreneurs and business owners. And just play a quick video to give you a better idea, and then I'll be back talking small business with Jimmy Newsom.
Your business can only go as far as you're prepared to lead it. You need access to expert advice, important connections, and valuable resources to achieve your goals. What can we do to help? I created the Small Business Pro Network to help you to grow your business smarter, faster, and easier by meeting you where you are along your journey from startup to scaling. We will help you to accelerate your growth, maximize your profitability, and create a sustainable business that can run successfully without you. But how do we do this? As a member of the Small Business Pro Network, you'll have access to private, in-person, and online networking activities to build valuable relationships with important connections, expert advice and curated content to help you gain the knowledge you need to grow revenue and increase profit, and our proven proprietary Masterpreneur playbook and weekly action plans will guide you along the critical path for creating a sustainable business that can run without you. Where can you get all of this for less than $1 a day? Only at the Small Business Pro Network, www.sbpronetwork.com. I'm looking forward to seeing you there.
Okay, welcome back to Leadership Live. I'm here with Jimmy Newsom, talking small business. And we're talking about really how to get 1 million visitors to your website, not annually, but monthly. So I want to learn more about that because, I'm embarrassed to say what my website traffic is right now. So, talk a little bit from a high level.
Okay.
What does a visit mean? And what does it take to get one?
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, of course, you need a website. So what is a visit? A visit is every time someone goes to a page on your website, and for most small businesses, we're not really doing much to really drive traffic, to our websites. If we're doing any level of SEO, that's definitely going to help. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about here. But there are specific types of SEO strategies, which are really actually built around content marketing. When we talk about, driving traffic, a website itself has a number of what we call standard pages: your about page, your front page, your contact us page, your a handful of services pages or product pages. And those can only go so far in building out the amount of potential traffic. Every page on your website serves as a doorway. So of course, the more pages you have, the more doorways you can create. And these pages are also, that traffic is coming to your pages based on keywords. So how optimized are these web pages for specific keywords? And the more optimized they are, or I shouldn't say the more, because you can actually over optimize, but the better optimized these pages are, the better your opportunity for those doorways to appear on page 1 of Google. Okay. And now you got to start producing more and more of those pages to start to increase that visibility. I know websites that are doing 9 million, 20 million, 50 million monthly visitors because, over a period of time, they produce so much content that, that they're just generating all that traffic, and the authority of their website is just getting stronger and stronger and stronger. They say SEO is the long-term game, is free traffic. It's not free. There's nothing for free. It's going to cost you, whether it's revenue, whether it's actual cash or sweat equity. So, but at the end of the day, if you put it in and you do a great job and you maintain it, then it seems like free traffic down the line when you're doing 50 or 60,000 hits a month, and that traffic is valued at $30,000 or $40,000 if you have to pay for Google Ads or something to drive that same traffic. So those converge. So you want to get traffic to the website. So and those are your visits. And what we're going to be talking about today is how do we start that process? So you can start from zero. When we created a program called the Traffic Max program that I'll talk about a little bit later, and we actually used a case study from G2, which is a big organization that really focuses on introducing new tools to those looking for those tools, technology tools. And they actually did a case study and took a website from 0 to 1 million visits a month, leveraging a system, if you will, that we call the in the content marketing world called pillar strategy or content clusters, which was also made popular by HubSpot. So I'm going to stop there and let you jump back in because I can just keep going.
Okay. All right. Well, we don't want you to go too far ahead of us. So, so that's a good call. So really, you're looking at, going from zero, and you said it's really around content.
It's around content.
Driving a lot of content through your site. So does that mean blogs? What is content in this circumstance?
Yeah, it can be a number of things. If you're an e-commerce platform, we have a couple of really great e-commerce platforms. Clients of ours, and they're doing very well. They're not doing 1 million visits a month. They're doing tens of thousands, 20, 30, 40,000 visitors a month. They're strictly e-commerce. They don't necessarily have a blog, but they have so much. We've optimized so many of their product pages because they're e-commerce that those pages are driving traffic. But so you're either going to need to have a lot of product, like if you happen to be Nike, who has every type of shoe on the planet, and then also the fact that that you combine that with brand names, you combine that with branded terms around Nike. All these things are going to give them more traffic. But in most cases, whether you're talking service-based or even some product-based businesses, there's a level of content marketing that we can do as far as actual blogs and articles. And that's where you can really capitalize on building relationships with people, get that traffic in there. They always, a guy I follow named Ryan Dice says you have either a traffic problem or a conversion problem. So for many of us at the beginning, we have a traffic problem. So we need to start to create content. So it's not even about creating content. It's also about optimizing the content you currently have on your website. If you've got some what we call low-hanging fruit there, you start there and you optimize that content. Then you can start to build new content structures and new content pillars to dominate more keywords to get more traffic.
Okay. All right. So, we're going to just take it back to basics because the details really matter. And, especially in SEO, small things can really be really important, especially if you miss them. So what's a keyword? Because not everybody knows. And, you talked about optimizing your page. What does that entail?
Okay, let's start with those two. Okay, and do understand, ladies and gentlemen, that I literally have a 12-week program because it's very dense. Okay, but a keyword is the word or words people use to search for things, and everything has a volume. Some things actually have little to no volume, but they still have to some degree some problem. If you put it into a search engine, whether that's Google or Bing or DuckDuckGo, there's a search volume, and it's going to return based on whichever search engine you're using, the best examples or the best queries based on that search. So a keyword, and we have 4 different types of keywords. We have keywords at the top, middle, and the bottom of the funnel. We have navigational keywords. We have navigational keywords. We have commercial keywords. We have transactional keywords, and we have informational keywords. Okay, so an example of an informational keyword is let's just say yoga. Okay, it's a very short, we call it a short tail term, and it's informational. Why is it informational? Because we don't really know what you mean when you say yoga. So you're going to get some very broad terms, and the biggest websites are going to rank for that because they have the most authority. Now, if I say hot yoga, now you just eliminated all the other types of yoga. So now that is more navigational. So I'm looking to go somewhere for someone to tell me more about hot yoga. Now, commercial could be hot yoga studios in a specific area. Now I'm going commercial. So now I'm looking for a specific type of place to now possibly make I'm narrowing down places to go. It's obvious I now want to do something around hot yoga. Okay, I don't even know why I picked that, but anyway. And then we got transactional. What is, cheap hotel hot yoga classes near me, or inexpensive hot yoga classes near me? That's transactional. That's telling you that somebody is looking to buy, somebody's looking to pay. And those are your 4 different levels on the same keyword. And so you can optimize content for all 4 of those keywords. So, in your website, an article might rank for yoga in general, but your sales page will be optimized specifically for hot yoga classes in LA. Okay. And this is where, and now you're hyperlinking them internally. So there's so much things that are going on when we're thinking about dominating for that keyword yoga. We have a better shot of getting traffic for that, the long tail keyword that we call hot yoga in, cheap hot yoga classes in LA. That's a long-term keyword, and I can optimize a page for that and pretty much rank for it almost instantly, but link it back to my other pages that make sense. And then that starts to build authority for the overall website. Okay, so that's kind of the short answer for keywords. And the other thing you asked me about, Andrew, was, what was that again?
Okay, so we talked about keywords, and we just said optimizing pages in general.
Okay, and so optimizing the page is about optimizing around those keywords, but you need to know what optimization means. Optimization for a page, there's a lot of things that you can optimize for. One, you want to make sure that the keyword exists enough times on the page where it's natural. But then we have this thing called semantic keywords, where it's saying if you're talking about yoga or hot yoga, then you also need to mention these other 8 things on this page, because Google can't read. So if you make sure that those other things are on this page that are in relationship to hot yoga, you're starting to optimize that page. But now you also have to lay it in you have to optimize it with H1, H2, and H3 headers. Okay. And again, what that means is every page has only one H1 header, and that's just headings. Just think about it as outlines. You got the title of the book is the main H1, and then you've got chapters. Those chapters are H2s, and in those chapters you're going to have more breakdowns. So there's H3s under each H2. But that's how you also have to optimize your content, whether it's a product page, a service page, the home page. Every page can only have one H1. So if you look at your page, or if you use a tool like SEO Minion, and you see that you've got 5 H1s on that page, you are now officially confusing Google. Congratulations. You have to optimize that page. So, meta descriptions, making sure that every page has its own unique meta description. The about page. When I optimize the about page, I optimize the about page about the company. I optimize the home page about the service, not the company, because the service is what matters the most to people. Especially if they don't know who you are. So we can go real deep on optimization. We have a whole training on just optimization of the page itself.
Okay. All right. And so you don't scare people away. That sounds like a whole bunch of stuff. And it sounds a little bit scary. But like Jimmy said, there's a lot to this. And, he has programs, but also, we talk about your most important job as a business owner is marketing and sales. And this is really about marketing and sales. So these are some things that you should start to learn. You may not have to be an expert at it, but you do want to start understanding and being able to talk the language. If nothing more than to make sure you're hiring the right person. Like anything else, people who do things or offer services, some are much better than others. So, it's easy to put your trust in someone who may not know all the things that they should really know for what you're paying them. So, at a minimum, you need to learn as much as you can around this. So Jimmy, definitely from one day to the next, a business owner's not going to be able to learn all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But where should they start? How should they figure out, start to learn this so that they can build their knowledge and also help make sure that, their presence and other things are being improved?
Sure. Well, it is a process. It's the same way that I learned. You just have to, and you're absolutely right. At the end of the day, you don't have to do a lot of the stuff that I'm telling you. You can hire people, whether you do it, you bring on someone on your team or your staff, or you do it through Upwork or Fiverr or any of these organizations. But you do need to have a very basic understanding of SEO. You have to have a basic understanding of this process, because it is to me, it is the foundation of your digital marketing strategy, period. Okay. And if marketing and sales, the cheapest form of advertising or marketing your business for a small business is digital. Everybody can do it. There's no gatekeeper per se, other than your ability or the ability of the people that you bring on to get it done. And at the end of the day, you gotta weigh the cost of not doing it versus doing it, because somebody else is going to do it. And if they hire a guy like me, well, you better watch yourself, because now, that this is my job, so unfortunately with the pandemic, everything went online, but the other side of that coin for the business owner is it advanced the entire digital world 5 years. I think that was something that Gary Vaynerchuk said. And so now everybody's online. So you have more competition. And the more you ignore this opportunity, the harder it's going to be for you, because this is a ongoing game. So people just get stronger and stronger. So it's not like they just hit a level and it stops. It just keeps going. If they keep doing it, they keep growing, and you won't. So you're going to have to face the music. And if you are doing some level of SEO, which I hope you are, just take a class, take a training, or reach out to a program like Andrew's or a program like mine that goes deeper into it for small business owners. I teach a lot of business owners how to do this stuff, but at the end of the day, I also tell them, I teach you how to do it so you either understand it or you do it, one or the other. So because the digital marketing avenue is a huge opportunity for us as small businesses, period.
Okay. So yeah, that doesn't mean you have to do it yourself, but, in the Navy and other places, they say you have to inspect what you expect. And how are you going to inspect something if you don't know what it is?
Yeah.
So definitely, building that knowledge, building that capability.
And let me add one more thing. And again, there are tools. So I'm giving you the recipe, as is if you had to make the pot of spaghetti yourself. But I'm also saying that you can guys go buy the spaghetti already done. You just got to know where it is and what type of spaghetti you want to buy. And those, to me, and that's the tool. So the tools itself can be leveraged either on your behalf by you or by someone else on your behalf. So understand, I'm going to give you all the pieces, but you do have there are shortcuts.
Okay. And yeah, actually the tools are really powerful, and they actually give you guidance in what you should do. So it's not like you're out there trying to figure out where things are and what you should do.
Absolutely. I think the thing that's missing the most, or the thing that we need the most, is really just the accountability. It's really just staying focused on, this is something that has to stay consistent constantly, and how can we do it consistently with the amount of stuff that does need to happen with it, but do it consistently so eventually we can start to see those wins. And when we see those wins, now we're happy, and it energizes us to want to do it even more.
Okay, so yeah, you got to measure your performance. So so now we've got these tools. You got a tool, or you have something you could show us so people
Absolutely.
can get a better feel?
Yeah, and this is my favorite part, because, ladies and gentlemen, when I actually show the tools, that's when everything kind of comes to life. Because Andrew, you hit it on the head. There is a lot, and I feel obligated to tell people that up front, because if not, they usually are upset after the fact when they go, I didn't realize there was this much work. And you're like, well, you're trying to get to 1 million visits. You're trying to make $1 million. What did you expect? If it was that easy, everybody'd be doing it. And I'm saying that comically, but at the end of the day, it's still work. Starting a business is work. And of course, everybody here should know that. So let me share my screen. And I'm going to share with you a number of different tools here that will give you that insight that I hope and think you are looking for, especially if you're watching this training. So I'm going to skip to the fun stuff first. Okay.
One sec. Before you do that, just reiterate something that you said.
Okay.
Generally, your marketing investment of time and money is a lot more than most business owners think it is or will be. So it's really important to understand that and be willing to make that investment. Because if you don't make that investment, then you're not going to get the sales and the growth that you're expecting. So definitely be prepared to invest time and money in marketing.
And I have some numbers, if I can say real quick, because we're doing a business plan program as well. And one of the questions was like, how much money should I allocate for marketing? And what we ended up finding out through our research is, it all depends if you're a big company or a small one. And for a large company, they should allocate on I think this is possibly around gross revenue, anywhere from 6 to 12%. Okay. And for a smaller business like ours, it could be 12 to 20%. And then because we have to break through the market, we don't have the market recognition yet. We don't have market share yet. And as we start to gain momentum, then we can actually start to scale back. So your big brands, they don't have to, so they have more to play with. So they're spending less, but of course they're spending more. They're just allocating less as a percentage. So small business, 12 to 20% of gross revenue. Large business, 6 to 12% on average. Okay. And I see we have Jimmy, take a look at your site. It's not all right. So yeah, Femi, I'll take a look at that. We had a bit of an issue, so we're dealing with that as we speak. But here, so I'm going to go into, this is a tool that we use, and this tool was specifically chosen. So before I do that, so this is our program. So we have a program called the Traffic Max program to get people to 1 million visits in 12 months. And we're actually on, tomorrow is actually session 7 of our 12. It's a 12-month program, but we're doing a 12-week boot camp inside the program just to get all the stuff together. And then the remaining 9 months will be actual programs that we need to, will be actual programs that we that we'll do in between this to build this out. And okay, so we did the kickoff event. We talked about setting realistic goals. If you click into any one of these here, you'll see we have the video for that, and we have the deck. You get the deck and all the resources we may mention, blog calendars, persona makers. So we go deep into this. So I'm saying that because we partnered with Scalenut. And so this is Scalenut. So when we understand that we want to create content, we're doing things called content clusters. Okay. And this is how we dominate specific keywords. And this is how G2, who I mentioned before, that did the 1 million visits in 12 months. This is how they detailed it out. So we just turned it into a program, and you'll have access to see this as well inside of our community. But you can also just Google G2 1 million visitors. I think you can Google that and you'll get that. But the tool itself, this is an article we just published. It's called Around Business Strategy. So if I click on this, I'm not going to go through the whole process of actually creating it. But what you'll notice is we were able to do the entire thing. And this is AI. And so some people may be using tools like ChatGPT. I don't use ChatGPT. I think it's kind of the Wild West. There's too much I have to prep it for. When you use tools that are very specific to what you're trying to achieve, you can leverage these tools like this AI tool here, where I'm able to write a blog article, and the SEO is 90%. And over here, I can look and I can see there's my meta. So my meta description is good. It's telling me that my URL link is good. It's telling me that my H1 header is perfect. It meets all the requirements of an H1 header. Now it's saying my H2s and H6 can use some work. So I can come in here, and based on the article that I'm writing, it's giving me the suggestions of the semantic keywords that I can also add to make this article pop even more and bring that score up. It's saying the average score for position 1 or for page 1 is 59 to 81. Okay. So average score is 59 to 81. I've got it to 90. Okay. And I can see the content depth. So it's giving me all the stuff I can fix. So I've got green check marks. And you don't have to get everything turned green as long as you got a good score here. Okay. You can look at the brief here. So you can see I had to add 5 to 7 images. And so say I'm an image short, I can just come over here and strategy framework. So I'm going to click in here, and I'm going to click on image, and I'm going to search for a strategy. See what comes up, hit the search bar. I'm going to say, you know what, let's take that one. So now I just added another image. And this is something that these other AI tools can't do. So I make sure the word count is correct. It says your word count should be between 1,700 and 2,100. My word count is 2,100. So I'm perfectly within, I'm just a little bit over. And you need to have 16 to 18 headings. I'm not sure how many I have. It's around here somewhere. But I can also see the research that was used. So I can see the key terms that were used. And if I want to add more key terms, I can just add them to that. I can see the competition. So I can see who am I competing with in the top 10. I can see the questions that are being asked. I can see the statistics. So I can take about 5 or 6 of these statistics and create an infographic and then integrate that into the blog post as a shareable infographic to get people to link back to us. Okay. And then we've got the AI then we've got this here content brief that gives us an idea of the word count, the SEO score for the top pages. So there's a lot of data that we get just from creating this one article. And that's just the beginning. Now, let's say you've got content already on your website. So you can just go to the content optimizer if you have this version of the Scalenut tool, pull that article into here, and then optimize and bring that score up, especially if it was written a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. If you have articles on your website that are over 6 months to a year, there's a good chance that they probably need to be updated. And you can do that really easy here. And you can just either copy it and put it back into your website. If you have a WordPress website, you can actually push directly to the website itself. Okay. So, and then we got Keyword Planner. You can do, and this is why I like this tool, because it's built specifically to get to do what I plan to do with all the small business owners to help them get to 1 million visitors. Is everything that I have to teach, this tool can cover a huge majority of that work. Again, there is so much other stuff. If we back up into the program here and we take a look, this is the session on mastering topic clustering and interlinking, which is the whole crust of the process of getting to 1 million visitors. And then we also have maximizing on-page SEO. So that's its own section about making sure that you've optimized your website, and look at all the tools. And most of these tools you can use for free. SEMrush has a free version. Ahrefs has a free version. Link Whisperer has a free version. Yoast has a free version. Keyword Planner and Console, all free tools. It's just a matter of you knowing what you're supposed to be doing with these tools if you're the one doing the work. Okay, so I'm going to stop there because, of course, I can go on forever again. And Andrew, if you want to jump back in here, and if you have any questions.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, definitely the tools can be powerful. Like you mentioned, there's free versions and paid versions. If you're starting out, what tool, what's the first step someone should do? What should they pick? Because a lot of times you don't, these are just words.
Mm-hmm.
If you said, okay, you're starting out, do this or start with this, what is this?
Well, let's assume that you've got Google Analytics and Google Search Console set up on your website. That is a must because those are free tools by Google, but they come before everything. So you make sure that they're set up properly. So as you start to gain momentum, you know where you started and you can see what's working, because Google Analytics is like, if you're driving in a car, Google Analytics is what is you're looking out the back window. It's what's happened on your website. Google Search Console tells you what's going on and what's driving people to do things, whether you've optimized your website for it or not. And that's like looking out the front window. So I know to turn left, to turn right, to keep straight, to slow down, to speed up. Okay. So if you've got those two things, and the third thing you really need to do is pick an AI tool. I suggest if you really want to get serious about AI and SEO and content marketing, to use Scalenut. Okay. So those would be my 3 top things to do. And the first 2, again, are free. Now, the Scalenut tool is not free, but it's not expensive. You can start with their cheapest plan, which may be $29 or $39 a month. But you're going to get a chance to start to create content. And, we say on average in the program, if you can do about 20 to 30 pieces a month, and that's not difficult to do when you have a tool like this, then you're going to be on your way. But if you have to start with 5 pieces, then don't work to 1 million visits a month, work to 100,000 visits a month, work to 50,000 visits a month. Because at the end of the day, if we're being very clear on the type of content we're producing for our website, then we should have the ability to be even more targeted with the people coming to the site, which means that if we can convert them, you don't need 1 million people to make good money with your website. You just need the right people coming to your website. And that's the difference. So we want to get to 1 million visitors, but if we're doing everything that I'm going to teach in this program, then you're going to be generating revenue based on the traffic you got coming in at 1/5 of that number.
Okay. So, so definitely, makes a lot of sense. So, when you're doing stuff like this, and time's flying, so an hour is just not enough time to really do this.
No, it's not.
But talk a little bit about what type of time it takes. Like, you said 20 articles.
Yep.
And a little bit about what does the article entail? How do you even do the articles?
Yeah, it's and that I think at the end of the day, we actually produced in our community a time management type course, because when we take all these programs and we sign up for stuff, we have every intention of wanting to get the results, but we don't realize that we actually have to add time to our calendar to actually get it done. So this type of thing, and let me step back a little bit and go, why did I decide to turn that into a program to help businesses, including our own business, get to 1 million visits a month? Because it's a huge opportunity for traffic for you as a business. And so the question becomes, how important is traffic to your website if it's optimized so you can actually convert on that website? And if not, then you're going to be stuck trying to run ads all the time. You're going to be stuck trying to do partnerships. And if you've never done them, you don't know how to do them. You're constantly trying to get people to the website. Well, if people are already searching, you're already going to get the people who are searching for the things that you have to offer, And so the first thing is, why are you doing this? Okay. And if you know what that is, now you got to go, well, what's that worth to me? And if it's worth something to you, well, how much time can I devote to that? And I would say on average, you should devote at least 2 to possibly 4 hours a week minimum to create a number of content. You don't have to go crazy with creating the articles. You can just do it with one article. I mean, you can do an article with one image, a couple of links, and a few statistics. And I'm just throwing out some basic numbers, just because if you can still publish 5 of those articles, let's say you could publish 10 of those articles a month, and it takes you about 3.5 to 4 hours a month to do those articles at the basic level, you're still going to rank. You're going to start to get some ranking, and now you can use that as a benchmark to go, all right, if I've got traffic, now I can work on conversions and see if I can convert some of that traffic to paying members, to paying customers, period. And if I can do that, then I can reinvest that money and even bring on somebody to at that point work on behalf of the organization, your company, to continue the process and double your efforts. So it could be a stepping stone thing, but I'd say dedicate at least 2 hours a week. If you can dedicate 2 hours a week, that's 8 hours a month. Something's got to happen with that, but you can't not do anything after you decide that you want to do this and expect to get any results.
So makes a lot of sense. And, usually I'd say that, as a business owner, you need to spend at least 2 hours a day marketing. So that fits well within what you should be able to do and what you should be doing. Like we said, marketing is an investment you got to make. And usually it's a bigger investment of time and money than most business owners realize. So
Absolutely. And I like that you said the 2 hours a day. So at the end of the day, if everyone follows your methodology about 2 hours a day marketing your business, and then you realize that you just don't have traffic or you want more traffic, you can allocate that time to that. If you time block that type of time and go, okay, maybe I can do 4 hours a week. Because of course there's going to be other things, website maintenance, writing copy, doing other things that are marketing related, maybe going out to some networking event, if you're chalking that up as a marketing task, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to dedicate some time to this. And again, if you don't, people are going to get wise and they will start to do it. And it will make a huge difference when you've got targeted traffic versus random traffic coming to your website.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And, like we said, the little things matter. Just, and the tools will let you be able to figure out what you should do. And, that gives you such an advantage over people who aren't using the tools. So that's key. We're coming up towards the end. Usually what I like to do is ask guests to sort of leave us with their top 3 things that they want us to take away from what we discussed today. We discussed a whole bunch of stuff. Nobody can remember all of it, especially if it's new to you. But what are the 3 things we should think about and start to implement tomorrow? As far as our business, based on what we discussed. Of course, we have the recordings, so you're welcome to join us for that. We do have a question about your program, so if you want to give a quick response to that, that's cool. So how much is your program and what is your program?
Sure, absolutely. So Andrew will share a link to the actual program. The program is a 12-month program, and then we have 12 weeks of actual implementation, and the remaining 4 to 12 months is all us diving deep beyond that. The program itself is $299. It's a one-time fee. We do have Andrew has a coupon code to get 30% off of the program if you use the code SBPRO30, which will save you $100. So again, it's a one-time fee. And once you're in, we've already got 6 of the 12 trainings done. So you've already got 6 that you can start working with. The program actually launched in September. So we've got all the way to the next year to be in the program and get the work done. Okay. So again, and that 30% code is only valid until Friday. So just so I make sure I say that out loud and clear. But the program will save you about $100. The program is $299. So if you use the 30% off code, you get access to the program for probably $207, something like that. Okay. Yeah. And I think it's worth it because with this program, our objective is to get you the traffic and also help you convert that traffic. So think of it as an investment, not an expense.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So so the link is in the chat. Definitely, it's a way to educate yourself in this very important area.
Precious.
Hey, all right. Hey, Precious. So take a minute to think about what are the 3 things people should take away, and I'm just going to put on a quick video. Starting in 2024, we developed our Masterpreneur training programs. And if you're looking to really have a great year in 2024, this is something that can really help you to be able to do that. So here's a little video about it, and then we'll be back talking small business with Jimmy Newsom. Are you running your business or is it running you? Is your business growing and are you making enough money? Are you having cash flow issues or do you need financing? Like most business owners, you probably don't have a strategic plan for 2024. Not to worry, we're going to help you make 2024 your best year ever. That's why we created the Masterpreneur Training Program. You'll learn from the experts about how to work on your business and not in your business, and scale your business for greater profit. The Masterpreneur Training Program is specifically tailored to help you gain advanced knowledge to be able to create a sustainable business that can run without you. The Masterpreneur Training Program will teach you to prepare yourself and your business for scaling successfully. The Masterpreneur Training Program features online and virtual activities that are measurably broader, deeper, and more comprehensive than other training programs. And the Masterpreneur Training Program is specifically tailored to help you gain advanced knowledge about working on your business rather than in it. If you want to make this happen even faster and easier, you should register for the Masterpreneur Growth Accelerator Program, an instructor-led program with a group of your peers. Register now to make 2024 your best year ever. Visit sbpru.com/masterpreneur-training. Okay. Great. I'm back with Jimmy Newsom talking small business. So we covered a whole bunch of great stuff, Jimmy, tonight. But we want to just share what should people focus on.
Sure.
Going forward. So give us your top.
The top 3 is really about the foundation. Before you can start writing all this content, before you can start to think about driving all this traffic, you got to make sure your website's in good shape. Okay, so one, and this is all can be handled in the first part even of our program where we walk you through it, is make sure you have Google Analytics and Google Search Console set up. You must have that set up even if you have no traffic, because that again becomes the foundation. Two, do an audit of your website. You can search for free website audit tools. We provide a training in our program to use a tool called Href, and it's real simple. Within 5 to 10 minutes, you can have audit your website, and then you can see if there's anything wrong with it that would stop it, because it's not what you can see on your website, it's what you can't see. So these tools will capture that to make sure that your website is in good shape. And if those two things are met, then you can start to think about creating content. So then you can get access to a tool, and like a Scalenut, and just start creating content. Creating content at scale. And that's what this tool can do, and set some very low, objectives, some milestones, 2 blogs a month, or 2 blogs a week. Something simple that can be done with using an AI tool that can do a good majority of this writing. You hear a lot of information about using AI and the fear of using AI, and at the end of the day, the tools are not going to take away anybody's job. The tools are there to help you make your job easier. So you have to look at it that way and be the responsible person leveraging tools like AI to leverage them for content creation, for any level of generative content or whatever it's being used for, to help simplify the process so you can get more done with less. So Google Analytics and Google Search Console, audit your website, and then get access to a tool and just start trying to write some content, because that's what we're here for. You're here to understand what it takes to get to 1 million visits a month, leveraging your website and content marketing.
Okay.
And you're welcome, Victoria.
Okay, great. And so definitely, that's a good way to start. It's clear, something that you can wrap your arms around, and something that's going to make a difference. So definitely appreciate you sharing that. I know how deep you can go into this stuff.
Nerd deep, geek deep.
So this wasn't too deep, so it's deep enough, and so this was great. Definitely, like you said, there's so much to learn, and you should take the time to learn as much as you can. Jimmy's program is a great way to do that, but there's resources a lot of different places in a lot of different ways. But before you try and hire someone to do this, you really need to have some understanding of what you want, because many times, like many other things, people are going to only do what you ask them or expect them to do. So if you don't know what to ask or don't know what to expect, then you're probably going to get less value for what you're spending. So
Absolutely.
Thanks again, Jimmy. This is excellent. I always appreciate you coming in and sharing your expertise. And, I know you got big things planned for the coming year, so excited to see how they unfold.
And that's why we're even getting our traffic up. Understand, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not only the president, I'm also a hair club client. We are doing this. We understand the value of traffic, and we want to be able to monetize that traffic. And so we also have to follow the same rules. So don't think that you're doing this alone. And again, that's why we created the program for accountability. At the end of the day, you'll know what to do. It's just about, are you doing it? You need a level of accountability. And you're welcome, Jack.
Okay, definitely. Excellent. So we'll definitely have you on after the first of the year. And I know there's going to be even more exciting stuff to talk about. But
I'll be around.
Hang out for a minute. I'm just going to close things out for this week. But definitely appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Once again, thanks for your comments and questions. Always appreciated it. Whether you're with us on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, or on STEM City USA, you're welcome to join us. You may even want to you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because there's a lot more great content there and a lot more things that could be of value. So encourage you to do that. Next week, our guest is Philip F. Smith. And, he's done some really extraordinary things. He's grown several businesses. He has an Inc. 500 business. And he's going to talk about the fastest way to 7 figures. Now, everybody doesn't necessarily need to do 7 figures. That may not be your goal, but understanding how to grow your business and move your business forward in a great way. He uses automation and other key tools. So definitely, I'm looking forward to talking to him next week. And, each week I continue to learn things, and hopefully you do as well. I think that's what brings you back. And definitely feel free to reach out to myself. You got Jimmy's connection in LinkedIn. Wish you a great rest of the week. And thanks for tuning in. And just always remember, at the end of the day, the more that you know, the faster and more successfully your business will grow.
Thank you for listening to Leadership Live at 8:05, Talking Small Business. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and to the podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Leadership Live is one of the many valuable resources provided through the Small Business Pro University, empowering business owners to learn, profit, and grow. Find out more at sbpro.u.com.